Today, we're going to tell you what to do with all that ash. Good day, everyone. We are at the end of November here at the homestead, almost December 1st. Winter is settling in nicely. We have been hitting minus 20s overnight. So the wood stove has been going and we have got an excess amount of ash. And we've had to start getting creative. So my new favorite thing that I want to start with and how to use this ash, because a lot of you have already heard how to use it in your gardens, but my new favorite thing is the de-icer. Never used it for that in the past, never heard of it, and this is the first year we're using it as a de-icer, and it's actually quite effective. So I get this little container here filled up every couple of days, and I take it out into the yard, and I've got our pathways to the barn, into the workshop, into the garage, and I just sprinkle this stuff, a nice heavy layer of it all over the ice, and it creates a nice, good pathway that provides traction, and I'm not slipping and sliding on the ice. So if you've got a fireplace or a wood stove or even your fire pit out in the yard and you've got some excess ash laying around, that's a really good use for it. The ash acts like a salt because of the sulfur. It does melt the ice in some capacity, but it also, as the sun hits it and it heats up, you get a really nice reaction and it creates a pitted pathway. So it's been working really neat. I love it and I'm going to continue using it. Otherwise, I would just have too much of this stuff. I can't put all of this ash that we're going to create through the winter into our compost like we would with the ash out of the fire pit. I certainly can't put it in all my vegetables because we're in the middle of winter. So that's one good tip that you can use the ash for. It washes away in the spring. You don't see it. It leaves very little residue. It's not harmful to your pets. A lot of de-icers are harmful to your pets. They're not good in general. They destroy your sidewalks and your driveway and your garage floors. This stuff will not do that to your sidewalks, and it will not harm your pets. If your pets get this on their paws and lick or clean or come into the house, it's very minimal residue and not harmful to them at all. So they do have de-icers, commercial de-icers that are safe for your pets, but you're going to pay through the nose. I think last time I checked, those were like 3 times the cost of your conventional de-icers. That's another thing to keep in mind. So yeah, you won't be tracking those toxins into your house, and you won't be getting them tracked onto your animals' paws. And it's safe to use in and around the pasture. So we use it around our water troughs and stuff where the ice collects from the animals, and the pathways that the animals take to the barns and to the water trough. We use it everywhere, and it's not harmful to them. Another great use, if you keep chickens, is throw some of this clean white ash. Make sure it's the clean white ash. You don't want too much of the charcoal in there. Throw the charcoal back in the stove. It'll actually help keep your fire going when you light a new fire. But dump that in your chickens' bath areas, anywhere they've got dirt baths going. The wood ash is another. It works similarly to diatomaceous earth. So this will help rid their body of parasites. And it's really high in potassium and magnesium and calcium. So it'll be good for egg laying and keeping them nice and healthy. We also do use it in our gardens. And so in the spring, there are certain fruits and vegetables that love high levels of pH in the soil, particularly tomatoes, which we grow a lot of. So wood ash is a really good way to inject potassium and other trace minerals, but also raise the pH level. So if you've got a soil testing kit and you're having problems with your tomatoes or other plants that likes leafy greens and lettuces like high levels of pH, check your soil. And if you've got, if you're below 6 or 5.5, whatever your particular plant or vegetable is, throw a little of that wood ash in there, just sprinkle it on, let it get into the topsoil, water it down, and boom, your pH level will climb and your fruits and vegetables will produce a lot higher. You're going to want to be careful with that. Most fruits and vegetables are okay with it, but there are a few fruit trees and some blueberry plants. There's different ones that don't like high alkaline soils. So you'll want to make sure you do your research on how ash reacts with your soil before using it in your garden. Your compost pits as well. You don't necessarily have to put it directly on your plants. You want to avoid putting it on seedlings if you're doing that, but you can put it in your compost, which you can use in the spring. So we will throw a bunch in our compost, mix it in, till it in, and that'll raise the pH. Again, if you're going to do that, you just want to monitor your soils. So simple soil testing kits on Amazon or eBay, wherever, really cheap, and they will tell you what your pH levels are. And yeah, so that's another good one. If you've got a lot of ash sitting around, you can try that out. Another new one I like, now that we've got this wood stove, cleaning the glass on the wood stove is a pain in the butt. You get these black stains. This one is what they call self-cleaning. So as long as it's hot, it's clear. But as it cools, you get these really dark stains. Now, I've been running this, so I can't show you how to physically do this, but if you've ever cleaned with baking soda, you basically take the white ash and make sure it's the good, clean white ash. You don't want any charcoal necessarily in there. And throw it in a dish or a bowl and just add a little bit of water, turn it into a paste, very same way that you would like cleaning with a baking soda and vinegar. And then you can just scrub that paste onto that glass and it will remove that residue from the inside of the glass. It works quite well. I did it earlier on to remove some of the stains. This was a secondhand stove. So we did get this used and it did have some stains on it and the ash worked really well. So give that a try if you're wanting to clean the glass on your wood stove. That ash is a handy cleaning agent. I imagine you could use it on other glass too. There is a little bit of secondary cleaning after you've used the ash. You'll have to take a clean cloth and wipe down the residue. But yeah, those are some of our favorite ways to deal and use wood ash. If any of you've got any other uses you have, please throw it in the comments. And thanks for watching our video.